Hi, this is Mark with ValueCharts.com. In the event you have not been watching or reading our Value Chartist newsletter or seeing some past videos, we've been talking about how the cash S&P 500 and many of the indices, stock indices, are actually trading in a very well-defined pennant pattern. Now, the reason why this is important is because right now we can see prices testing the upper boundary here over really from the start of the month until current. And so far, this has held as resistance. And so until the stock market, or the cash S&P in this case, actually breaks through on a closing basis, this upper resistance line, this is going to serve as strong resistance, this upper trend line will, and it will tend to push prices back down, possibly even for a retest of the lower line at some point. Now, I haven't necessarily made my mind up as far as which way I think it's going to go, but keep in mind that we do see that prices are coming down from moderately overvalued on a monthly basis into the fair value zone. So prices have been a little overvalued here, and historically when this happens, we do tend to see prices begin to possibly sell off. So they are overvalued. They have been overvalued here on a monthly basis. And then if you drill down on a daily basis, we can see we had a pattern that I would consider to be fairly bearish. Now, ignore the trend line right here because that's not really accurately drawn here. It's hard to draw that on a monthly basis and have that superimposed on daily charts. But the one thing to keep in mind here is that we did see Friday's price action push up into moderately overvalued, which was above the previous highs, and then take out all the stops. And immediately today, we've seen prices come right back down. So if this doesn't change, if we see any type of continuation to the downside, I would have to say that prices could be vulnerable near term here. But it is possible still that prices could come back up and test and break out of this. So the idea is when prices are trading next to this or close to this trend line, and essentially they're right on it right now, especially with the high of Friday right around 1514, and we're at 1501 right now, that serves as resistance, and that would be a line in the sand for potential buy stops. The other idea is that if we do break this and close above it, there is a chance that this market could start to pick up steam to the upside. So if I were leaning right now, I would probably say that prices may be a little vulnerable here near term because we have not been able to break and close above this on a weekly basis. But I am definitely keeping an open mind and watching this to see if we do get a breakout and a close above this on a closing basis. So be mindful of this very well-defined pennant pattern that is probably going to have a lot to say about where stocks end up going over the next several months. Thanks for watching.